Welcome to EuroPCR 2026. My name is Nadira Hamid. I'm an interventional echocardiographer from Minneapolis Heart Institute and also an echocardiography scientific core lab director with the Minneapolis Heart Foundation. And it's truly my pleasure to welcome my dear friend and colleague to this session, Dr. Rishi Puri from Cleveland Clinic, who we will be talking about heterotopic implantation. Rishi, thank you so much for being here.
It's always a pleasure, Nadira. Great to see you.
So tell me more about the heterotopic implantation.
Yeah, as you know, severe tricuspid regurgitation is a large cohort of patients. There's an expanding unmet need to offer effective therapies. We have really good orthotopic therapies, edge-to-edge repair and orthotopic replacement that is now, very well established in clinical practice around the world. But we do see some limitations in some of these therapies, not only from the therapy perspective, but also trying to find the right patient that is optimized for these therapies. And we know that patients are fairly broad in their anatomy and physiology, and so we want to expand the toolbox, and we can use the vena cava as a conduit to place heterotopic valves to seal caval reflux, which, as you know, drives a lot of the pathology and morbidity and mortality with severe tricuspid regurgitation.
Thank you. And with that, tell me more about the device which you are very close with, which is the TricValve. Tell us more about it.
Right. So, Products and Features is a company that have made TricValve. This is a bicaval valve system that implants competent valves in the superior vena cava and the inferior vena cava. They're specifically sized based on CT algorithm to seal off the cava to contain the tricuspid regurgitation within the right heart. So what we're effectively doing is we're not really treating directly the tricuspid valve, but we're dealing with the systemic regurgitation or the caval reflux, as I mentioned to you before, that drives a lot of the pathophysiology of severe tricuspid regurgitation, the systemic organ congestion and the low output state that we know is deleterious to these patients.
Yes, and these patients do poorly with the hepatic congestions, and they suffer from fatigue, the shortness of breath, and they come in with really large edema and ascites. And you've seen in your practice that the caval reflux do help these patients.
Absolutely. There's a lot of experience in Europe and outside of Europe, and in America. We're currently in active trial mode, trying to develop the evidence for this in a strict trial format. But in our experience, both in compassionate use cases and in our trial experience, we are seeing the systemic effects abolish very quickly after implanting competent valves in the SVC and IVC. And also we're seeing over time the benefits of reverse RV remodeling that are driving some of the more systemic benefits in these patients over 3, 6, and 12 months.
And with the current evidence, as you mentioned, who do you think in this heterogeneous pool of TR patient that you think that caval reflux work best?
Yeah, it's a great question. As you know, patients can present at various stages of the severe TR algorithm. And so not all severe TR is the same, as you know, as well as anyone being an imager. And so we have patients who present for orthotopic devices who have very large gaps. For example, they have pacemaker leads, they have poor RV function, and they may not be optimized for edge-to-edge repair, or their tricuspid annuli may be too big for commercial orthotopic replacement. And so up front, we have quite a significant population, perhaps at least 50 to 60% of patients who fit this anatomical category that are not optimized for the orthotopic therapies. So up front, this represents an immediate population of unmet need.
And with that, the current evidence that you have right now in Europe mostly, what can we look forward to in the future that we can see in the US?
Yeah, in the future. So currently, what do we know? So we know that in European CE mark trials that the TricValve device rapidly improves quality of life. It abolishes systemic congestion. And over time, 3 to 6 months, we see reverse RV remodeling and the sort of stability of the significant improvements in quality of life scores. We're seeing, KCCQ scores go up 15 to 20 points, which is exactly what we see with our orthotopic devices. What are we looking forward to? We're really looking forward to rapidly finishing the large early feasibility study in the US with the TricValve device, 110 patients. We've already implanted, I think, 92.
Yes.
And we already have the randomized trial, randomizing TricValve to optimal medical therapy in patients who are deemed not optimal in the eyes of the respective heart centers for commercially available orthotopic devices. So we're really excited to do the trial that's going to build the evidence and hopefully allow us to use this commercially in North America.
That's exciting, Rishi, with the upcoming TricValve 1 and the TriCav 2 as well, and hoping that, heterotopic be part of the other toolbox, as you mentioned, besides the repair and replacement.
Absolutely. It's really important for us to have a toolbox. Not every patient is optimized for every therapy. This is a large, rapidly growing population that are suffering. There's a large unmet clinical need, and we're looking forward to hopefully filling the toolbox.
Thank you so much, Rishi, for joining me in this segment at EuroPCR 2026. It's always been a pleasure.
Likewise, Nadira, good to see you.
Thank you. And with that, I hope all of you enjoy the remaining of the conference. I certainly do. And as what we just discussed with Rishi, that, heterotopic implantation, think of it as another toolbox besides repair and replacement technologies for the TR population of yours, as you know that they are heterogeneous and there's so many of them. With that, thank you very much for joining me.